to the club level. It's fantastic. And it'll be for the game next Friday, week from today, August 8th. The Brewers against the Mets, 7:10 in the evening for these tickets we're going to give away here after the break. So stay tuned. Going to give you some tickets for that. Brewers back in action after being off yesterday. They traveled out to Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, and the Nationals taking on the Nationals this afternoon. First pitch 5:45. That means that pregame show will get underway right around that 5:15 mark. So Brewers trying to get back on the winning track. They won 2 of 3 from the Cubbies in Milwaukee in the middle of the week here. Still, I believe, a half game ahead of the Cubs. I'll double check on that for you. But they're still ahead of the Cubs in the NL Central race. They had off yesterday after losing to the Cubs on Wednesday and trying to get back on track against the Nationals. You can hear that game, on many of our Civic Media stations on the Brewers radio network, including WRCE in Richland Center, WISS in Oshkosh, and now WBZH in beautiful Hayward, among many of these channels.
I like when we expand our Brewers.
Yes.
That's what I need.
Absolutely. Very good. Matt Egger watching on the YouTube channel. We have sound. So well done, Parker. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
It was all thanks to the handsome and capable Luke Mathers.
Oh, he's very capable indeed. So we thank you, Luke, for helping us. Now, some people would say, well, actually, I was going to say, some people would say I'm better off without sound. But then they got to look at me, and that would not be good at all. So thank you, Luke. Thank you, Parker. We have sound now on the old stream. So anyway, the Brewers tonight, or this afternoon, 5:45, first pitch in Washington, D.C., against the Nationals. But you're a Brewers fan, aren't you, Parker?
That I am. I am a very proud Brewers fan who is okay with the fact that we didn't do much at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
I am perfectly fine with that.
There was some saltiness on the online. People were they were a little angry at the Brewers that they didn't do more. But I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm right.
I was saying to Kreitlow the other day, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't need anything to disrupt how the clubhouse is going. Josh Hader trade.
Right, exactly. I just checked the standings. Brewers are indeed a full game ahead of the Cubs right now, 64-66. The Cubbies are at 63-45. So there you go. Brewers still in first place in the NL Central.
I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, we'll be giving those tickets away here and just starting to your ability to text in, I should say, and win those tickets. So if you haven't got it, here's what you need to do. Download the Civic Media app. Go to your favorite Apple or Android device. Go to your search bar for apps. Type in Civic, C-I-V-I-C, Media. It'll come up. Takes less than a minute. It's free. It's what Gail King at CBS calls a deal. There you go. At least that's she used to call the CBS This Morning app that. And I feel like if we knew her, if she has an open invitation to come on this program anytime, and she's welcome to bring her best friend Oprah as well.
Yeah, I'd love to meet Oprah.
We would love to have them here, and I bet if Gail knew about the Civic Media app, I feel like she would call that a deal as well.
I would think. It seems like a good deal. I didn't know that she called things a deal until you started doing it. I think you might be making it up.
No, I am completely 100% serious. That's what she calls it. All right. Anyway, it's coming up on 15 minutes now, past the hour of 2 o'clock here on a Friday afternoon. I want to start here. This was breaking. I guess I should say quickly, many thanks again to Phil Nee and all the crew at WRCO, WRCE in Richland Center. I did the show there yesterday, and wow, what a great time we had. And they were raising money. I have the T-shirt on right now. Speaking of euchre, this year, the GRACE, the Greater Richland Area Cancer Elimination Team, raises money for this organization locally in Southwest Wisconsin every year. This year's theme in honor of the late, great Bob Euchre, who himself was fighting cancer, is cancer. Get up, get out of here. And this morning, they concluded their radio auction, which we talked about yesterday. We participated a little bit before our show yesterday. And the final numbers today in the WRCO, WRCE radio auction in Richland Center to fight cancer, partner, as my granddad would say, almost $28,000.
Wow.
How about that?
That's awesome.
So congratulations to not just the team up there at WRCO Richland Center, but also to all the great sponsors, all the folks that bid on those items as well. But $28,000 is what WRCO's folks up there raised to fight cancer. So congratulations to them. Anyway, we did the show up there yesterday. So I was driving back to Madison this morning, and this broke on the way back from CBS News. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting said today it would begin winding down its operations after its funding was eliminated by the Trump administration and Congress. The CPB is a private, nonprofit founded in 1967 that serves as a steward for funding for public media. It provides funds to 1,500 local public radio and television stations, as well as PBS and NPR. It employs about 100 people. President Trump signed an executive order in May instructing the organization to cease federal funding for PBS and NPR. In June, the House approved a White House request to claw back $1.1 billion in already appointed federal funds from the CPB. The Senate Appropriations Committee's 2026 appropriation bill eliminated funding for the CPB for the first time in over 50 years. Stepping away from the story for a second, so just to clarify, it wasn't just in Trump's bill that they took the money away. They clawed back. In other words, they went back to monies that were already approved and signed into law to the tune of $1.1 billion. Now, I don't know if you know anything about public broadcasting or the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, but these folks, it's not a bloated agency. It's not really an agency, but it's not a bloated organization. They do a lot on a little. And over $1 billion in clawbacks, let alone no new funding, is a huge deal and will have a dramatic effect. And just to be clear, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting provides funds to public radio and television stations, so PBS and NPR, but it's not the exclusive funding. I've reached out to a couple of folks here locally in Madison that are involved with Wisconsin Public Television and Wisconsin Broadcasting. It broke very, very late, about an hour before the show started, so we're still waiting to hear back from them. But having worked a little bit with those folks, but around them, this is going to have effects right here in Wisconsin on Wisconsin Public Radio and Wisconsin Public Television. We've already seen Wisconsin Public Radio eliminate programs based in Wisconsin and also eliminate staff. And what's so sadly ironic to me is that public television, public radio, which is provided some funds, but largely from private funding, but it provides a small amount, but a very important amount of public funds, is being eliminated essentially by government. And when I say eliminate, I don't mean Wisconsin Public Radio and Television are eliminated or going away yet. But here now news today that the Corporation for Public Broadcasting says it will begin winding down its operations. Gonna come back, give you the word of the day, your chance to win free Milwaukee Brewers tickets, 4 of them, and then also hear from the late, great Mr. Fred Rogers on the other side. Don't go anywhere. It's the Allbaugh Show for Friday on the Civic Media Radio Network.
MDX. Blind Shot Social Club, a perfect blend of cool, casual dining, indoor golf with space for events.
I knew
craft
something wasn't going to
cocktails,
be
and
right, but I didn't know what it would be. Didn't think it would be no sound on the live stream, though.
No worries. No worries, Parker. You got us on the air. That's the main thing.
Streaming TV
That's true.
is
They do
where
call
it's
us a
at.
radio
It's not
company.
about cutting the cord anymore. It's all about your customized TV options with the best and cheapest high-speed internet and your own TV subscription.
Dave,
We've
settle
got your
down.
dream TV
It's,
lineup.
Zommers
Between
is off
wired
today.
and satellite internet and TV. Save
Everybody
money and
gets,
get more
everybody
internet
gets,
speed
a
and better
day.
TV today by calling the
Hey, you know
Home
what,
Home
Dave?
Connect.
You spelled my name right. Thank you.
Oh, very good.
That's a rarity.
The E-N and not the O-N.
800-217-9129.
Found an injured, sick, or orphaned wild animal? Dane County Humane Society's Wildlife Center can help. Call 608-287-3235 or visit giveshelter.org/wildlife for what to do next.
Let's go Brewers! You can go to the Brewers.
Wait, Todd, what?
It's Free Ticket Friday, Terry. A chance to win a 4-pack of Brewers tickets several times every Friday. Great seats, by the way.
Okay, so download the free Civic Media app, find your local station, and listen for the keyword. Then text it through the app for your chance to win in this statewide contest.
Free Ticket Friday! On your local Civic Media radio station and the app.
Shop Furlough Mattresses Mega Mattress Sale. Get additional savings on top of our factory direct pricing. That's double the savings on your new mattress. Plus, save even more when you upgrade to an adjustable base. At Furlough, all of our mattresses are locally crafted and backed by our lifetime comfort guarantee. So hurry in and get
30
savings
seconds.
on top of
Thank you. Pursuing truth wherever it may lead and having fun doing it. Welcome back to the Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. 22 now past the hour of 2 o'clock. Glad to have you along with us on a TGIF edition of the show. Coming up a little bit later, a liqueur edition on a Friday, appropriately enough, of What's Worse today. And talking about this breaking news story over the last 90 minutes or so that the Corporation for Public Broadcasting has announced this afternoon it's shutting down. Done. Gone. Organization said in a statement it told employees that a majority of staff persons will quote-unquote conclude when the fiscal year ends on September 30th of this year. The CPB did not say exactly how many positions that was. Quote, a small transition team will remain through January of 2026 to ensure a responsible and orderly closeout of operations, unquote, according to the organization. Going to have dramatic effects across the country on both public broadcasting services, national public radio, and ultimately will have some kind of effect, yet to be seen exactly how deep and far, on Wisconsin Public Television and Wisconsin Public Radio, already struggling, by the way. Going to hear from Mr. Rogers from years ago via the miracle of digital editing and videotape. But right now, it's 24 past the hour of 2 o'clock. Time once again for Milwaukee Brewer Free Ticket Friday. Let's go, Parker.
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love.
That's right. It's Free Ticket Friday. Your chance to win 4 Milwaukee Brewer tickets. This one for a game. And remember now, Luke Mathers, the keeper of the Brewer, he goes down to Milwaukee County Stadium, i.e. Miller Park, i.e. AmFam Field, and he meets at home plate with Bud Selig, who still does the ticket giving away.
Really?
And former Commissioner Selig gives Luke Mathers an allotment of tickets for the year. He takes all of the tickets and he puts them in a well-worn leather satchel, which he rubs with synthetic mink oil to keep it in good shape. And he stores it under Funkenwaggle's porch, and it's been there since noon.
Is that the secret?
And occasionally he pulls out some and he gives them. So here's that's a long way of saying this is for a specific game. You can't trade this out. You can't say, oh, Luke, I won these, but I can't. No. He doesn't want to hear it. You understand? And so this is for a game next Friday, August 8th, against the Mets at 7:10 in the evening. Again, for August 8th against the Mets at 7:10 in the evening. You must be able to go to that game. This is for 4 tickets in the club level seats. Download the Civic Media app Open it up. The first 10 stations are the ones that we are on. Click on one of those. In the lower right-hand corner, it will say text. You click on that. And now I'm going to give you a word, and you have until 4 o'clock to text it in. The word is gold. The word is gold. G-O-L-D, as in green and gold. All right? The word is gold. G-O-L-D. Text the word gold right now to the Civic Media app. Somebody at 4 o'clock, the computer will randomly draw it. Somebody's going to win 4 tickets to the club-level seats for the Milwaukee Brewers next Friday, August 8th, against the Mets at 7:10. The word is gold, G-O-L-D. Make sure that you text correctly, because if you misspell something, the computer doesn't like it. It will say, no way. All right? Gold, G-O-L-D. The word is gold. Text it on the Civic Media app right now for it to be eligible for those Brewer tickets. All right, back to the story at hand here. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting announcing it's going to wind down their activities by the end of next month in September. Let's go to the phone line, 855-752-4842, 855-752-4842. Matt in Middleton calling in. Matt, thanks for calling. Let's see.
Hey, Todd. Thanks again for what you do. This is just another part of the retribution. The owning the libs has nothing to do with money. And I'm tempted to say that a lot of this stuff, this gaslighting that Trump constantly does on his social media and this NPR funding, everything to hurt the left, hurt anyone who isn't MAGA, I feel like they're trying to provoke not so much a civil war, but for us to overreact so that he can bring in martial law and fully have the dictatorship that he dreams about. What do you think? Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Matt. Thanks for listening, as always. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of the cruelty is the point. He knows that the Trump administration knows that this is something that's near and dear to a lot of folks' heart. And unfortunately, I think he miscalculates that somehow he thinks that everybody who likes Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, and great television, and Ken Burns, that somehow those people never vote Republican or never vote Trump, and that's just not true. I mean, how many people like Wisconsin Badger hockey games? There's also oftentimes on Wisconsin public television. A lot of people get their news and information from Wisconsin public radio. They don't all vote a monolithic Democratic or liberal or progressive. But I think the cruelty is the point, and I think Matt is right to a degree, Matt. I think that there is a certain amount of, hey, let's gin these people up a little bit, and they'll start going off about this, and that will take away to some degree from the bigger headlines, the Epstein files not being released, Trump going off and saying he basically wants a coup against Jerome Powell at the Fed this afternoon. By the way, the stock market is down. Jobs reports coming in below expected. Inflation on the rise. Trump doesn't want us to talk about that. Wants us to get angry, like Matt said, to a degree, and fire people up. But I think this deserves some time spent on breaking this down. Because I do think that this is an issue that cuts across partisan lines. We're going to come back. Going to hear this clip from Fred Rogers. It's really great. It cuts to the heart of what American values should be. Don't go anywhere. Pam Yonke, Farm Report, up next. We'll be back after this on the Civic Media Radio Network. Well done, Parker. Well done.
Oh, thank you. The phone was a step-by-step process for me,
Really?
as I do not have the capability.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. But
We're very close. We're very close. We think we might be able to.
Oh, really? All right. Very good. Ba-ba. Can I hear a little Pam Yonke in my headphones, por favor? If you can, that's fine. No worries. I just like to hear what's going on over the air.
No, we just started doing this today too, actually.
It's across from the Coliseum and the Wisconsin Products Pavilion. The food stand
it's all
is
you.
serving
The
up
best. No,
butterfly
not at all.
pork chops,
Everything on that
sandwiches,
side of the
pork
glass
burgers,
is all
and
you, my
America's
friend.
cut pork chop on a stick. The pork
Pork
is raised
chop on a
local to
stick.
Much of it coming from
There
Wisconsin.
we go. There's dinner.
A lot of it's coming from the Midwest. So a lot of, some of it's Wisconsin. And
Have you
some
been?
of
Are you a regular
surrounding
goer to the
states as
fair,
well.
Parker?
And our goal is,
I
hopefully we can
was
eventually
thinking
do
about
all
this
of that,
earlier.
but
I
we also
don't know
do
the last
have
time
a
I've been to a
Wisconsin
fair.
race
Really?
program
I
that we're
really
promoting
can't
here,
think of.
and so,
I've been
our
Bratfest even. We barely have ever
customers will
gone
see
to.
QR codes posted
Well,
around our
Bratfest,
pork
I mean,
shop
but
and
like
the
you lived on the
seating
other side
area
of
that will,
on
take
Madison.
them to
That's
a list
but
of
so
producers and
you haven't been down to the
processors
state fair in
that
years since you were.
raise,
No, I
You have no
Wisconsin
memory of the
products
state
from here
fair.
in the
No,
state
I don't think I've
as
ever
While
done
you're
state
at the
fair.
Wisconsin
Really?
State
I'll tell you
Fair
what.
now through August
Last
10th,
time I
you're
was
going
at
to wanna make
Bratfest
Wisconsin
might have
Pork
been when my brother was in a
Association's pork
mariachi
shop
band.
A part of your
Wait,
food
your
stop.
brother was in
More
a
and more.
mariachi
Join
band?
us
This is
from
true.
the Wisconsin
I
Yes.
love
Pork
mariachi
Association.
bands.
Stick around for
I'm
more
serious.
agribusiness news coming your way.
Join the Midwest Farm Report on Wednesday, August 6th at Wisconsin Farm Technology Days. Starting at 9 a.m., visit us at the Rank Seeds booth, number 616, near the food court, for a special hat exchange. Bring your hat and stop by to say hello and get a new hat. Tell them the farm team sent you.
We'll also be broadcasting at 11:30 a.m. in booth 669 on Central Avenue with Rural Mutual Insurance. Learn how the #1 farm insurer is keeping Wisconsin strong with premiums paid here that stay here. Learn more at ruralmutual.com.
Unique farming operations need unique financial solutions. Ag Country Farm Credit Services offers customized financing that fits any size farm, ranch, or agribusiness. The next time you're in the market for more land, equipment, facilities, or maybe even an operating loan, contact the team at Ag Country. They know agriculture and will work for you. Ag Country. Focused on ag, focused on you. Ag Country is an equal opportunity lender.
Wisconsin is ramping up efforts to get more of our farm products onto plates around the world. The Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection has announced the third round of export expansion grants. This supports 7 projects aimed at growing dairy, meat, and crop exports. The grants are part of the Wisconsin Initiative for Agricultural Exports. This is a program launched to boost the state's export numbers by 25%. It's making progress. Wisconsin now ranks 12th in the nation for ag exports. That's up from 13th just a few years ago. With this latest round, we'll be gaining ground toward the top 10. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Stephanie Hoff. Have a good weekend.
As Wisconsin is brats on the grill for a tailgate, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Areas of wildfire smoke still sticking around in spots, otherwise mostly sunny skies, and highs a bit more mild in the upper 70s. Winds are barely moving, and overnight tonight, patchy fog is possible. And tomorrow, blue skies are expected with highs scraping the low 80s. I'm meteorologist Brittany Merlot. Right now, it's 74.
I'm Rick Smith, host of The Rick Smith Show. If you're looking for honest talk, real stories, and straight-up news that matters to you, tune in to The Rick Smith Show. We're digging into the issues that affect your job, your family, your future. Join me weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network, because your voice deserves to be heard. That's The Rick Smith Show, heard weeknights at 9 right here on the Civic Media Radio Network.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science.
30 seconds.
Thank you. Pardon me. Wherever it may lead, and having fun doing it. Welcome back to the Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. 35 now past the hour of 2 o'clock on Friday, August. Yes, it's August 1st, 2025. I cannot believe it. Think about it, Parker. By the end, I saw this on one of the morning shows, Madison Morning TV this morning, I think Channel 3. We lose like 80 minutes of daylight between today and the 1st of September.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
No, don't tell me
I
that.
know.
Oh,
because
that's bad.
the sun rises later and then it
Yeah.
sets earlier.
Yeah.
By the end of August. And think about it, Wisconsin Badgers football team, they're practicing right now down at the University of Wisconsin Platteville. It's because Parker went, he's a proud graduate recently of UW Whitewater. It's a fine institution. Back in the day, Whitewater and Platteville were bitter, bitter rivals. Are they still? Not really.
More actually now.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, Platteville's beat Whitewater in football a couple of times.
That's true.
In the last 4 years, they hadn't beat Whitewater in 20 years. So
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Anyway, but the Badgers are doing their summer, whatever camp it is down there, preseason camp at Platteville. And by the end of this month, they're in one of those first games on a Thursday night. That should tell you where ESPN thinks of the Badgers this year. They're opening their season on a Thursday night at Camp Randall. So by the end of this month, we'll have already had one full game of regular season Badger football on the air. And don't forget, many of our stations across Wisconsin, once again, carrying Badger football as well as basketball. So, that time of year, already starting to talk about that. All right, don't forget, we are right smack dab in the middle of Free Ticket Friday giveaways for 4 club-level seats at AmFam Field for the Milwaukee Brewers. It is for a game on Friday, week from tonight, August 8th against the New York Mets at 7:10 in the evening. You must be eligible and able to go to that game. You may not trade it in for a different day or night. Have to be able to go next Friday, August 8th at 7:10. If you are, either open or download the Civic Media app if you don't have it on your Apple or Android device. It's free. Open it up. The first 10 stations are the ones that we are on. Open one of those up. On the lower right-hand corner, it says text. Click on text and then text the following word, GOLD, G-O-L-D as in David, as in green and gold, but the word is gold, just gold, G-O-L-D. Text that right now to the Civic Media app, and at the 4 o'clock mark, the computer will randomly select somebody who texted in the word gold correctly, and you will be on your way to the Brewers a week from tonight. You and 3 of your friends, family, just pick somebody up off the street.
Maybe you can take your dog.
I don't think so.
No?
That'd be funny, though. We've discussed that, Parker, on this show. Wouldn't it be kind of fun? I think it'd be a fun bit.
Oh boy!
If I were on the street one day and we randomly chose somebody from the street and say, "Hey, do you want to go to the Brewer game with Todd tonight?" and then you film it and you do a whole bit of a random fan or a random person going to the Brewers game with me on a now, as my former broadcasting partner Kevin O'Connor is fond of saying, it has great potential. Great for potential for disaster. It could go either way, because if you get the wrong person, you're stuck with them for 6 hours, which could go very, very poorly.
This sounds fantastic.
I know, to you, yes.
Yeah, I think I would love to be a spectator of this.
Right?
I don't know that I would want to be the one with the rando. Yes, that is the correct term for them.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the truck with the rando and Todd. All right. That's why it's never happened so far. But maybe in the future. All right, text the word GOLD, G-O-L-D. You can take somebody you actually know, you and 3 of your friends. Next Friday, August 8th, text the word GOLD, G-O-L-D, to the Civic Media app, and you will be eligible to win at 4 o'clock. All right, back to the story. I want to play this Mr. Rogers Cup for you. Earlier, we talked about breaking over the last 90 minutes or so. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting, one of the funders of NPR and PBS, says it will end operations by the end of September after federal budget cuts. This all stems from Donald Trump signing the executive order in May, instructing the organization to cease federal funding to PBS and NPR. Then in June, the House approved a White House request to claw back an additional $1.1 billion in already appropriated federal funds from the Corporation of Public Broadcasting. The Senate Appropriations Committee's 2026 appropriation bill eliminated funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting for the first time in over 50 years. Sometimes you can learn a lot by history. Most of the time you can. Our friend Matt Flynn, always fond of saying you're not woke. If you don't know history, you're not woke until and unless you know history. So let's go back to a little bit of history for you. Back to May 1st of 1969. Fred Rogers, host of the new program at the time, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, appeared before a Senate committee in front of Senator John Pastore, Democrat of Rhode Island. And Pastore served as the chairman of the U.S. Senate Subcommittee on Communications and is well remembered for taking part in this 1969 hearing involving a $20 million grant for funding for PBS and the Corporation of Public Broadcasting, proposed by former President Lyndon Johnson, fellow Democrat. Then President Richard Milhous Nixon, a Republican, wanted to cut the proposed funding in half to $10 million due to demands of the Vietnam War. Mr. Rogers, as we said, host of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, appeared before the committee to argue for the full $20 million. We're going to pick this up. At this point, there's been introductions made. Fred Rogers said, if I read this to you, Mr. Chairman, it's going to take 10 minutes. So I just want to talk. And Senator Pastore says, well, will it make you feel better if you just do it? He didn't seem real thrilled. And Fred Rogers said, no, I just want to talk to you if I could, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, go ahead. And Fred Rogers has said, look, there's a lot of things out there, these cartoons that really don't serve an educational purpose. But what our show does is talk about real issues with children. Here is Fred Rogers' testimony before the United States Senate from 1969.
We deal with such things as getting a haircut, or the feelings about brothers and sisters, and the kind of anger that arises in simple family situations. And we speak to it constructively.
How long a program is it?
It's a half hour every day. Most channels schedule it in the noontime as well as in the evening. WETA here has scheduled it in the late afternoon.
Could we get a copy of this so that we can see it? Maybe not today, but I'd like to see the program.
I'd like very much for you
I'd like to see the program itself, or any one of them, you see.
We made 100 programs for EEN, the Eastern Educational Network, and then when the money ran out, people in Boston and Pittsburgh and Chicago all came to the fore and said, we've got to have more of this neighborhood expression of care. And this is what I give. I give an expression of care every day to each child to help him realize that he is unique. I end the program by saying, you've made this day a special day by just your being you. There's no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are. And I feel that if we in public television can only make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable, we will have done a great service for mental health. I think that it's much more dramatic that two men could be working out their feelings of anger, much more dramatic than showing something of gunfire. I'm constantly concerned about what our children are seeing. And for 15 years, I have tried in this country and Canada to present what I feel is a meaningful expression of care.
Top right there if you could.
Do you narrate?
This is Fred Rogers from the testimony to the U.S. Senate in 1969 when Richard Milhous Nixon wanted to cut the funding for Corporation of Public Broadcasting in half. Rogers appearing before the Senate committee to get the full funding. I'm going back in time because about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, it was announced that the Corporation for Public Broadcasting is shutting down in light of Donald Trump's cuts to the program. Parker Olson on the board today for Zobbers. Parker, you ever watched Mr. Rogers growing up?
No, I don't think at all.
It wasn't a big deal when you were that big. For my generation, it was huge.
No, I mean, I don't know when it stopped airing, but yeah, I don't. I will say though, in that I'm was genuinely kind of moved there when he was talking about mental health and this is in the 60s.
Right, and that's thank you, because that was kind of one of the points in playing this is that Fred Rogers was so ahead of his time in as a child psychologist, as a teacher, as educator, who knew that, hey, it's better to help children work these feelings and emotions out when they're young, so they don't grow up to be men and women that have suppressed, repressed feelings and don't know how to deal with their feelings. And maybe we can actually stop some of this. Even back, as you said, the 60s, gunfires, gun assaults. We can stop abuse. We can understand one another if we learn as children the fundamentals of how to deal with our emotions. And it was so far ahead of his time, and it was groundbreaking. And for many of us who grew up in this era, I don't want to go too far, but it really was your television friend. If you felt like you had no one, you knew that Mr. Rogers was there to watch. And I think it undoubtedly saved a number of people from death by suicide or from alienation or feeling like they don't belong. It was groundbreaking. Let's continue this. This is Fred Rogers finishing up his testimony from 1969 in front of the U.S. Senate Subcommittee on Communications.
I'm the host, yes, and I do all the puppets, and I write all the music, and I write all the scripts.
Well, I'm supposed to be a pretty tough guy, and this is the first time I've had goosebumps for the last 2 days.
Well, I'm grateful not only for your goosebumps, but for your interest in our kind of communication. Could I tell you the words of one of the songs which I feel is very important?
Yes.
This has to do with that good feeling of control, which I feel that children need to know is there. And it starts out, what do you do with the mad that you feel? And that first line came straight from a child. I work with children, doing puppets in very personal communication with small groups. What do you do with the mad that you feel? When you feel so mad you could bite. When the whole wide world seems oh so wrong, and nothing you do seems very right. What do you do? Do you punch a bag? Do you pound some clay or some dough? Do you round up friends for a game of tag or see how fast you go? It's great to be able to stop when you've planned a thing that's wrong and be able to do something else instead. And think this song. I can stop when I want to, can stop when I wish, can stop, anytime. And what a good feeling to feel.
We're going to stop right there for a second. We're going to pick up. We'll finish it up when we come back. Fred Rogers testified before the Senate in 1969, and the results from the senator are fantastic. Stay with us. Finish up after this. Sorry, that was on me. I didn't look at the clock when I said to restart it. So
no, you're totally fine.
That's fine. Why don't you back it up? Just back it up to where he says where he starts talking, where he starts doing the song, or the words of the song. Please.
Wide world seems oh so wrong, and nothing straight from a child. I work with children, doing puppets in very personal communication with small groups.
There, right
what
there,
do you
right
do
there,
with...
Yep, right there. Where he starts, what do you do?
Madison Computer Works, computers that work for you.
You're listening to the American Democracy Minute, keeping your government buy-in for the people. Americans really like voting by mail and in-person early voting. That, according to 2024 statistics from the U.S. Election Assistance Commission. According to EAC, 158,211,780 citizens voted out of 211,144,275 active registered voters, a 74.8% turnout, 3 points lower than 2020. Among the 158 million voters, 52.8 million voted in person on Election Day. But far more Americans voted early, with 46.8 million voting early by mail and almost 48.9 million voting early in person. Mail-in voting accounted for 30.3% of votes cast, with some states offering universal mail
Yeah, you can move to
balloting
that. That's
or
good. I
permanent
like that.
mail
Nicely
or
done.
absentee
Sometimes I
voting.
think.
Over 15
You
million
think all the
ballots
time,
were
Bryce.
returned via drop boxes in 36 states, up 10% since 2022. The percentage of in-person Election Day voters dropped in 2024 to only 37.4%, while in-person early voting jumped to 35.2%. The combination of mail and early in-person totaled 65.5%. It's clear that early voting is here to stay. We've linked to the report at AmericanDemocracyMinute.org. I'm Brian Beal.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Nightlight with Pete Schwaba.
Frank Anderson, who is the founder of WisconsinOlogy.com. You were great in the documentary. That's really exciting.
I'm really not as a documentary filmmaker.
30 seconds.
Gracias. Welcome back to the Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. Here we go. Let's hear a little bit of Mr. Rogers. Here we go. Coming through the door, about to come through the door, in the wonderful set of PBS's Mr. Rogers. And here he is.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have
And with
always
that,
wanted to have
many
a
of us who
neighbor.
grew up in the 70s and 80s, I think even into the 90s, saw Mr. Rogers come through that door every afternoon or evening at Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. So it was for those of you who might not have seen it, Mr. Rogers, live, real person on this show, and they had a series of puppets, and there was a trolley in the house, a little plate, large, like scale trolley, like a train, and it would kind of go back behind the wall. And that was the neighborhood that the trolley would take you to the neighborhood of Make Believe, which was a set of a castle and a neighborhood. And the trolley, the same trolley would go through the neighborhood, and there all the people there, or most of the people, would be puppets. And Fred Rogers did all the puppets and all the voices to the puppets. And then there were a couple of live characters that would appear in the neighborhood of Make Believe and also appear in Fred Rogers' house as well. So that was kind of the people that kind of made it go together. And he dealt with these issues such as getting a haircut, which can be really, really scary for a little kid the first time you get a haircut, or perhaps, I'll stand corrected if I'm wrong, but I believe I'm right in saying that Mr. Rogers' neighborhood was the first time that a black person and a white person had their bare feet together in a swimming pool. And the character of the I believe delivery person. Oh, what? That was Mr. McFeely. Maybe it was the mailman. I don't know. It was a character in the neighborhood. No, I know. It was the cop. It was the neighborhood police officer on Mr. Rogers' neighborhood was a black man. And it was a hot day, and Fred Rogers had a little kid's pool out in front of his house, and he had his pants rolled up and his feet in it. And he invited the black police officer to come, and he's like, "Are you sure it's okay?" And he said, "Yeah." And they put their feet in there, and he's like, "Look, our feet are exactly the same, except your skin is different than mine. But isn't it nice we can have our feet in the water together?" And it was a very subtle way of saying it's okay to chill out around people that don't look like us or don't act like us or sound, that we're all humans. And it was just a great program. And so I want to finish up Parker backed this up, and I appreciate it, Parker. This is Fred Rogers concluding his testimony in 1969 to the U.S. Senate because they had asked for $20 million. Former President Johnson had appropriated $20 million for PBS and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. By this time, Richard Milhous Nixon, Republican, was president and wanted to cut it to 10. And the senator, John Pastore, a Democrat, was the Senate chairman of the subcommittee, listening to Fred Rogers, trying to decide whether it should be $10 million or $20 million. It was stuck at 10. He wanted another 10, Fred Rogers did. And this is in light of the news today that the Corporation for Public Broadcasting has announced it's going to close down by the end of September, essentially, because of the Trump cuts to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Here is Fred Rogers concluding with this song that he had written called What Do You Do with the Mad That You Feel from 1969.
Groups. What do you do with the mad that you feel when you feel so mad you could bite? When the whole wide world seems oh so wrong and nothing you do seems very right? What do you do? Do you punch a bag? Do you pound some clay or some dough? Do you round up friends for a game of tag or see how fast you go? It's great to be able to stop when you've planned a thing that's wrong and be able to do something else instead and think this song. I can stop when I want to, can stop when I wish, can stop, stop, stop anytime. And what a good feeling to feel like this and know that the feeling is really mine. Know that there's something deep inside that helps us become what we can. For a girl can be someday a lady and a boy can be someday a man.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. Looks like you just earned the $20 million.
And the Senate room erupts in applause. Chairman Senator John Pastore, I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. It looks like you just got $20 million. After that appearance, after Pastore and the senators heard that, the following year's appropriation increased PBS funding from $9 million to $22 million. It was a day and age when words mattered, when intent mattered, when people were willing to listen and say, I don't need a report to just hear something like that and say that's innately good. We need to take a relatively small amount of money in Washington, D.C. and put it towards our kids. And today, because of pettiness, because of spite, just to be mean, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting announced that it is shutting down operations by the end of September after the Trump cuts, not just the cuts, but clawing back. Trump and Senate Republicans, congressional Republicans, clawing back $1.1 billion in federally already approved and made into law federal funds from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Look, if there are large issues out there that you think are important, that's one thing. But we just come together for our kids, for goodness sake? It's a sad day in America. Sad day indeed. And Donald Trump and congressional Republicans are responsible for the end of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Stay tuned. Hour 2 is next. Don't go anywhere. The Civic Media Radio Network.
Together again.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
A ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A weaker than expected jobs report for July and downward revisions for May and June. President Trump is blaming the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, saying he should be fired. ABC's Karen Travers is at the White House.
He is saying it's because of his frustration with those jobs revisions. The new numbers now for the May and June jobs report. The president taking issue with this and also making an accusation with no evidence behind it that there were fake numbers put out last year during the election season.
Since taking office, President Trump has touted the labor statistics jobs report showing an increase in monthly jobs. Santa Barbara police say 3 people were stabbed in an overnight attack and 1 victim has died. Police say a suspect is in custody and says it appears the incident began as a fight. And Tennessee authorities are searching for a man accused of killing 3 adults and a teen. Police say the suspect is armed and dangerous. This is ABC News.
Download the Civic Media app in the Google Play or Apple App Store and take us everywhere. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. Home healthcare workers are an essential part of daily life for people who need assistance, but the industry is in crisis. It's physically and emotionally demanding work, and pay is low. The national median salary for home health aides is about $35,000. 73% of the industry's revenue comes from Medicaid and Medicare reimbursement, and those rates are low too, according to a 2023 study from advocacy group PHI. Their data shows that the crisis will only widen in the years to come. They say in just 7 years, there could be more than 4.5 million home health aide jobs that are unfilled. Now, a Wisconsin man is calling out lawmakers, highlighting how these issues impact people who need this care and those working hard to provide it. Terry Barr shares how he's getting attention in a unique way.
Let's go. We're about to get in town.
Carl Schulze is on the final stretch of a 95-mile journey. The 44-year-old is driving his motorized wheelchair right to the state capitol. And the quadriplegic is bringing a message.
This journey is about people.
Quad Carl, as he's become known, started this mission in Neenah. And as he's rolling down the road, he's hoping to make a difference.
To demand better access to home health care for people like me on Medicaid and a living wage for the home health aides who keep us independent.
Schulze believes lawmakers can make a difference too. He'll be calling on them when he arrives in Madison Friday afternoon.
And then we're going to head into Madison. This ought to be fun.
That was Terry Barr reporting. Carl says he isn't sure what'll happen if cuts are made. Medicare covers his wheelchair and doctor's visits, while Medicaid pays for his health aides so he can remain in his own home. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News.
The Brewers in D.C.
You good,
Hi,
Todd?
I'm Mike Clemens.
This is
Sports
fantastic. I'm
Baseball. The
sending this
Brewers
to you.
open a 3-game road trip this weekend against the Nationals. The crew making moves before the trade deadline, adding an outfielder, Brandon Lockridge, from the Padres. In exchange, they traded lefty Nestor Cortez and an infielder prospect. The Brewers also traded for a pair of pitchers from Arizona, right-hander Shelby Miller and lefty Jordan Montgomery for a player to be named later. Both of those pitchers currently on the injured list. Montgomery out for the year. NFL, the Packers with another practice in pads, and then tomorrow night's family night inside Lambeau Field. Matt LaFleur on his strict rules regarding fights on the field.
I just think it's always important to remember that if you do anything in a game, you're going to get penalized for it, and it's going to hurt the team. So I think it's important that you keep your composure in practice as well and do all the little things the right way so that if something transpires in a game that you don't react the wrong way.
That's the Packers' Matt LaFleur with Sports on Mike Clemens. Local news, weather, and sports on air and streaming on the Civic Media app.
That is
This is
fantastic.
the Civic Media Radio Network.
Areas of wildfire smoke still sticking around in spots, otherwise.
This is Malort, the worst tasting
Winds are barely moving, and overnight tonight, patchy fog is possible. And tomorrow,
I
blue
listened.
skies are
I
expected.
listened to the whole thing as
Scraping the low
FCC
80s.
compliant, so we're all
I'm
good.
meteorologist.
Okay.
We're low. Right now, it's 75 degrees.
Not completing high school is more of a
That's
social
awesome.
thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still
Oh,
have
this is
that
gonna be good.
longing to have my diploma.
At age 30,
Stay tuned,
Carissa
folks, on the
finished
stream.
her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Nightlight with Pete Schwaba.
For the folks who want to listen to the podcast, I'm sorry, WordPress is not allowing me to do things right now.
Oh my goodness gracious!
So it'll be up,
That's
just
all right.
not now. And that's fine, because you're here. Why would you leave?
Begin your subject, and you got to show up every day, sometimes for years.
30 seconds.
Gracias.
Live from the Civic Media World Headquarters in Madison, Wisconsin, it's the Todd Allbaugh Show. And now, pursuing truth wherever it may lead, here's your host, Todd Allbaugh.
Across Wisconsin on the Civic Media Radio Network and streaming worldwide on the Civic Media app. Good afternoon, everybody. Todd Allbaugh along with Mr. Parker Olson on the board. It is 6 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock on this Friday, TGIF, August 1st, 2025. It is a great day to be a Wisconsinite. Glad to have you along. The old world headquarters back here in Madison, downtown, above State Street. Parker in for Mr. Zommers today. Parker, glad to have you along. Little overcast, the smoke. It's the smoke, Parker.
It's the smoke, man. I don't like it. It's just, I was going home the other day, and I was like, hey, why am I squinting so much?
Yeah.
Because it's smoky. It hurts my eyes. I have a headache, dude.
Now, see, Parker is a certain age. He just graduated from college here this last spring. So do you have any recollection, probably not, when people could smoke at restaurants and bars in the state of Wisconsin?
No. It baffles me that you could smoke on a plane.
I know.
That's just such a weird...
There was smoking and non-smoking sections on a plane, as if, you're locked inside of a tube. Nothing could possibly, be transmitted. Yeah, those were the days. But I remember going to restaurants and asking for no smoking sections, or, going into a bar and people were just lighting up.
Yeah.
The smoke was just hanging above the bar like that.
Oh, God.
I know.
The bar's bad enough as is. Jeez.
It was a big deal when all this went through. But see, I'm glad that your generation has no memory of those days.
Me too.
Things are better. But yeah, wildfires out west still creating some hazards or some concerns. If you're someone who deals with asthma, that sort of thing, might want to consider staying inside or limit your outdoor activities. Supposed to clear out of here, I guess, by the weekend. Going to be a beautiful weekend, Parker. Any big weekend plans this weekend?
The big weekend plans include a Mallards game that I am working tonight, a Mallards game I am working tomorrow, and a Mallards game I am working on Sunday.
This Parker is one of the hardest working men in the show's business, because not only does he get up in the morning and board and produce for the wonderful, the talented Pat Kreitlow and Mornings of Pat Kreitlow from 6 until 9, then he gets pulled in to help out with our little dog and pony show in the afternoon. And then he's got to go work another legit game or job as a camera operator for the Mallards baseball team here in Madison.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's okay.
How are the Mallards doing this season?
Frankly, I only pay attention to how they're doing while I'm there.
Right.
So I'm not 100% sure. I think they're okay. They're not as good as they were last year, because last year they were like historically good.
Oh yeah, right.
I think they were like 50-22 or something like
that.
The
Northwoods League, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know if they're on track for playoffs this year. They're fighting.
Now here's a question, and it just came to me because there was this big controversy recently at a Coldplay concert where this executive and his sweetheart, let's just be honest, his hookup was with him, and he was an attached married man, and they got caught on the kiss cam, and all hell has broken loose in the company, and they've had to do triage. The guy lost his job. Now, Parker, you operate the cameras of these things for the kiss cam.
This is true. I have gotten the man, the myth, the legend, Luke Mathers. I have gotten him on the video board before.
Have you really?
Yeah.
with his wife.
I believe so. Or maybe that's not who she was.
No, let's not
I don't
get
know what
anybody
she
in
was.
trouble.
I don't know.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure. But so he gave you a heads up, and you got him on the kiss cam.
Yeah, if you tell me about where you're sitting, I might be able to get you on.
Is it just a kiss cam, or do you do other things like the Lion King hold up your kid cam?
We do Simba cam, yes.
Simba cam, that's what it's called.
We do the Simba cam. I try to get more beers than I get babies. I think it's far funnier to watch a man hold up a beer lovingly than it is to watch a man hold up a baby lovingly. That is my point in life right now.
Yeah. What's your favorite of all the cams that the Mallards do? What's your favorite one to capture people on?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
You don't know?
No, there's a couple. You know what? We do a race. Everyone has their own version of the racing sausages, of course.
Yeah.
We have, because it's a sponsor, the airport sponsors a race.
Oh, Dane County Regional Airport.
Yeah. And they do they put kids into inflatable mascot costumes of a cactus, the Statue of Liberty, and I believe the other one is a cowboy riding a horse.
Oh, really?
Which is just like half of your body is a horse and the other half is a cowboy with a little hat on. And I always root for the cowboy.
That's great. It's like what's the Disney movie? Buzz Lightyear. The cowboy character. Yeah.
There you go.
That's great. Well, let's go. So if you go to a Mallards game, watch out. Parker is going to be watching for you on cam. So that's great. How much longer is the season?
Not very. I believe
weeks,
they've got less than a week or so.
Oh, geez. So get out there if you're in the area. Support those local minor league baseball programs because they're really important to the guys as they come up through development. We've had people that played here in Madison and then went on to play for the Brewers or other major league teams as well.
Pete Alonso.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Meet the Mets. Hey, free ticket Friday. Go see the Mets. Pete Alonso.
Look at that.
Bang!
Talk about a transition. Well done, Parker. We are on Free Ticket Friday. Your chance to see Pete Alonso and the entire Mets team next Friday. You have to be able to go next Friday at 7:10 in the evening. We are giving you a chance to go to that game for free. 4 tickets up for grabs in our club level seats. Parker was there recently, right? Or no, it was Dom. Dom was there. Dom was there recently.
Dom was there recently.
Yeah.
Dom, John, Gordy, the whole MDX crew was there.
They're beautiful. These club level seats are padded. You have air conditioning in the concourse behind you. Your own kind of concessions area. Your own bathrooms to that section. So it's really, really nice. Here's how you win. Download the Civic Media app if you don't have it, and then open it up if you do, or if you download it. And go to the first 10 stations. We're on those. Click on one of those. In the lower right-hand corner, it'll say text. Click on that. Now you're all set to go. I'm going to give you a word. Text the word gold. G-O-L-D. The word is gold. G-O-L-D. Text it right now. And the computer randomly at 4 o'clock at the end of this program will choose one lucky entry who spelled the word correctly. That's important. Now, Parker and I were going to do it. We'd say, it's close enough. We know it. But no. The computer is not that kind. So you have to text the word gold, G-O-L-D, spell it correctly to the text app right now. And then you're going to be eligible. And somebody at the end of the hour will win 4 tickets to next Friday's contest, the Brewers against the Mets, at 7:10 in the afternoon. Don't forget the Brewers going to get back underway against the Nationals out in Washington, D.C. this afternoon. Pre-game show around 5:15. First pitch around 5:45. You can listen to the Brewers across many of these stations on the Brewers radio networks over the air, including WRCE in Richland Center, WISS in Oshkosh, and our new station up in Hayward, WBZH, the Buzz of the North. It's buzz like mosquito, not like we drank so much we got buzz. Although if you're in Hayward, if you're not driving, just chill out and get buzzed both ways, I guess. All right.
The logo is, I believe, a car.
No, I think it used to be a mosquito.
Oh.
Maybe they changed it.
I don't know. I could just be making stuff up. I'm new here. I don't know.
Parker, as a matter of fact, he's buzzed on this program right now. All right. It's coming up on 15 past the hour of 3 o'clock.
Who's buzzed?
Yeah, I know. Who's buzzed? Todd is. It's time once again for What's Worse. Let's go.
Then, of course, the choice is yours. You can get with this or you can get with that.
Time once again for What's Worse. No prize money to give away in this. No big prizes or money. Just your chance to have your voice heard on all 10 Civic Media News Talk Sports networks. We've lost one to the music side park. We've every doctor, you can't have every patient survive. Once occasionally you lose one. We lost one to the music side. And that's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. So all 10 Civic Media radio stations. All right, now here's the deal. Have you ever heard, we should have Dom here because he's a Chicago boy.
He is.
Have you ever heard of Malort?
I have heard of it. I've never had it.
Really? All right, so today's category is what's worse, Malort or Blackberry Brandy? Malort or Blackberry Brandy. You can text us your answers on the app, or you could call us at 855-752-4842, 855-752-4842. All right, so here I found this video, right, because I didn't know I've never heard of it. I never had it. And I'm like, what is this? Here is a video on, was it YouTube? I don't know who this guy is. I'd credit him if I did.
Doka Ryan?
Doka Ryan. All right. This is Doka Ryan explaining what is Malort.
This is Malort, the worst tasting liquor ever made, hailing from Chicago. Let's make poor decisions.
Opening it up. Here we go.
That's not a bad pour. Sniff test. Gin, iced tea, cigarette butts. They even market this as undrinkable. What is this gonna be? Does Malort hurt? Diboja. Oh my God. Oh God. It's like biting into a bush. What is this flavor, dude? It almost tastes like poison. Let's validate our parking. Double Diboja. It tastes like a dainty grandmother's ashtray. What the hell's going on in Chicago? Is it good? No, it's not good. Is it worth 28 American dollars? If you're from Chicago. Final rating, 2 out of 10.
Oh,
isn't that fantastic?
I'm so glad I didn't get to watch that until right now.
I sent it to him during the break, and he was laughing. He goes, Todd, is everything okay? I said, this is fantastic. Malort. Who is that guy again? Let's credit him. He was great.
Doka Ryan. I love the energy.
Yeah, Doka Ryan doing a review there. So what's worse, Malort or Blackberry Brandy? Malort or Blackberry Brandy? 855-752-4842, 855-752-4842. Off the text line, listening up at WCFW, beautiful station up there, The Tap in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls. Tyler, listening actually in Columbia County, but via WCFW, says, I don't drink, but Malort with my friends is a challenge. Blackberry Brandy is just desperation when already drunk. Oh, that's really good. Our friend Rob Wheat listening on WRCE in Richland Center. I was just up there, Robert. Fantastic town, isn't it? Rob says, dear God, it's horrid. Our friend CP writes these, so maybe Weedy and CP have had some Malort together. I'm not sure. So Rob says Malort, definitely worse. Definitely worse, he says. What else we got here on the old text line? What's worse, Malort or Blackberry Brandy? Malort or Blackberry Brandy? 855-752-4842, 855-752-4842. Oh, Tyler says I'm traveling. He's from Columbia County, but he's up in, beautiful Eau Claire area.
So hopefully he's not drinking Malort right now.
No, you don't want to be drinking Malort or Blackberry Brandy while you're driving. What's worse? Have you had either? You said you didn't have Malort. Have you had a Blackberry Brandy?
I haven't had Blackberry Brandy. I've had brandy.
Yeah, I think I tried Blackberry Brandy years and years ago in college. I don't know. I can't remember.
That's usually when you try.
Right?
Yeah.
Worse, I've said this before the show. I've been very, very drunk only less than a handful of times in my life. But the worst was Goldschlager. I can't drink Goldschlager ever again. That was really bad.
I had a Jack and Coke that put me out.
Really? All
yeah.
Right. We're gonna come back. Talk Malort or Blackberry Brandy. What's worse? 855-752-4842. After this on the Civic Media Radio Network. Jack and Coke for Parker.
I don't know what it was. That Jack Daniels did not like me. The Captain and Coke, he loves me.
Really? Captain?
Oh, yeah.
You're all about the Captain.
Captain.
Jack? No.
I'm on board for Captain.
That's fantastic. I'm pleasantly surprised in a way that so many people have actually tried Malort. I literally had never heard of it until this bit. Had you heard of it before?
I'd heard of it. Yeah,
Right.
I couldn't tell you a dang thing about it.
Right.
But I was aware of it. I'm surprised how strong the feelings are.
I know. I'm pleasantly, It's like, I guess I'm missing something. I don't know.
Locations in now Sun Prairie, a great cannabis experience is always close by. Our expert staff.
Dom, if you're watching the program, call in. What a real Chicago opinion. Dom's not watching.
Dude, should I call him?
Sure, call Dom, call Dominic and ask him to come on the show. Tell him we want him to call in. We want a real Chicago opinion. That's exactly what I want. Yeah, see if Dominic is up. But if he's sleeping, I don't want to bother him.
With curbside pickup available, you'll always find what you love only at Total Wine & More.
Text is sent. We shall see.
All right.
Where working people come to talk. It's the Rick Smith Show. Weeknights at
We
9
may have a
on
real
Civic
live
Media
Chicagoan.
Radio Network. Join me
Speaking
for
of
an honest
Malort.
approach to the issues American
It
working
sounds like
families care about.
a medieval woman saying, "My lord, my lord, I'm sorry, my lord."
Fairness, grit, and no apologies. It's current affairs,
Madame.
Yeah, exactly.
perspective. Facts are center, science is real, and everyone gets a seat at the table. The Rick Smith Show, weeknights at 9.
Oh, Terry Bicycle. We'll read that when we come back on. Terry Barr has a blackberry brandy story. That's great.
20 seconds.
All right, thank you. Ba 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 da da. Pursuing truth wherever it may lead and having fun doing it. Welcome back to Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. 22 now, past the hour of 3 o'clock. Zomer's off today. Parker Olson in the production chair. We appreciate him being here. You can hear him every morning with Mr. Pat Kreitlow on Mornings with Pat Kreitlow, 6 until 9 a.m. You've been up for probably 12 hours now almost. I'm getting close.
What time is it?
It's almost 4. It's 3:30.
Yeah.
What time do you get up in the morning?
4.
I see.
Yeah.
He's put in a day and a half already, folks, and he's still going. We appreciate you, Parker.
That's why I don't sit. I don't sit. I stand. I stand. When I fill in for the show, I stand.
You stand.
Standing on business, baby.
So he won't fall asleep. 855-752-4842. The category of what's worse. This is fascinating to me. I had never heard of Malort. I told Parker during the break, it sounds like a medieval woman saying, "My lord, my lord. I'm sorry, my lord." It's Malort. M-A-L-O-R-T. Malort. So what's worse, Malort or blackberry brandy? 855-752-4842. 855-752-4842. Let's go to the phone lines. Tom, listening in Madison on WMDX. Tom, Malort or blackberry brandy? What's worse? WMDX. Tom, Malort or blackberry brandy? You got to turn down the radio, Tom. Go ahead.
Okay, so I am an ex-Chicagoan. I spent 50 years in Chicago. I never had Malort in my life until I had it once in Wisconsin. And I think it's the best marketing in the world. You have a horrible product that you just turned around. It's absolutely. Can you imagine if you did the same thing with bratwurst or something? We have inedible bratwurst. Come and try it. Come and spend a lot of money. But But no, there's nothing wrong with blackberry brandy, and it's definitely Wisconsin. There is a beautiful thing Lewis Black did about drinking in Wisconsin. You won't be able to play it on the radio, but I think you would absolutely love it.
I love it.
Definitely blackberry, definitely the brandy, guys. Definitely, trust me.
All right. Appreciate it, Tom. Thank you very much. Thanks for the Chicagoan aspect of this. So Malort and somebody, Julie or Jules in Mosinee, listening on WXCO, says, "Are you sure it's not pronounced Merlot?" I actually looked it up, Jules, because I didn't know, and that's why I found that video of this guy reviewing it. And no, this is spelled differently than Merlot. It's Malort, and it's pronounced Malort.
You know, I was thinking we shouldn't be calling Dom. We should be calling Brittany Merlot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does Brittany Merlot like Merlort? So we have a call into Dominic, the Italian stallion that produces John and Gordy every morning on, and he is a Chicagoan. He was a real live Chicagoan, and we were going to see if he actually produced had Malort. Have we heard from Dominic yet?
Todd, I have terrible news for you.
Yes.
Not only has he not had Merlort.
Yes.
He also, I said, Todd wants to know. He said, "Who is Todd?"
Boy, you can't buy that kind of loyalty at Civic Media. Thanks, Dom.
He's a morning guy. I'll give him credit. He's a morning guy, too. He should know who you are, though.
I waved. I said hi to him when I came in the studio 3 hours ago. Oh, Dom. All right. 855-752-4842. 855-752-4842. We can't figure out why no one's listening to you, Todd. Our own staff doesn't even know I exist. 855-752-4842. Let's go to Ollie in the North Woods. Ollie, Malort or Blackberry Brandy? What's worse?
Well, I've never had Malort. This is the first time I've ever heard about it. But my husband always asks for his fruitcake every year soaked in blackberry brandy.
Oh.
And I never once heard him ask for his fruitcake soaked in his cigarette butt.
Oh, right? No, you don't want that at all. And apparently that's what it tastes like.
So
all right.
I'm going to say Malort is worse.
Thanks, Ollie. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend up there in the North Woods. Appreciate you. 855-752-4842. 855-752-4842. What's worse, Malort or Blackberry Brandy? Our very own Terry Barr, weighing in on YouTube, says, "My grandpa used to let all of us, quote-unquote, little ones, have a sip of Blackberry Brandy at Christmas." Now, that's very nice. That's a very Wisconsin thing. Get a little glass. Everybody takes a little sip around a fire. Nobody's going anywhere. Nobody gets hurt. By the way, you can hear Terry every Saturday evening out of WMDX here on Max Inc. Radio. Great program. Jimmy K. Rocker, Terry Barr with Max Inc. Radio based out of Madison. If you're not in the Madison area, you can listen to them on the Civic Media app on WMDX here in Madison. Great show every Saturday afternoon. What's worse? Evening, I should say. What's worse, Malort or Blackberry Brandy? 855-752-4842. 855-752-4842. A couple more texts off the text line. Sue in Franklin, listening on WAUK, says, "My daughter lives in Chicago and says they buy shots of Malort, unsuspecting people, just to see their reaction."
That's rude.
It's horrible, she said. Alex on WMDX had Malort, but it sure has to be worse than Blackberry Brandy. Plus, Blackberry Brandy cures all colds. Oh, I have to take that next time I have a cold. 855-752-4842. Let's go to the phone lines. Ted, listening in Appleton. Ted, always a pleasure. Malort or Blackberry Brandy? What's worse?
Malort.
Hey, you've had it.
I didn't know. I didn't even actually hear what it is. Because I just got off of work and I just turned the radio on.
Oh,
but
sure.
With Blackberry Brandy, I was introduced as a kid helping a neighbor pick corn in the wintertime.
Uh-huh.
And we get cold. He says, "Here, take a snort of this." And it warms you up.
Yes.
Trust me.
Love it, Ted. That's a Wisconsinite right there. Thank you, my friend. Ted up in Appleton. Very good. We're going to come back, do a couple more What's Worses, and then the Wisconsin State Fair is underway. What's all new at the fair food aisle? We'll explain when we come back. Weather update and farm update next. It's the Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network.
We won the race, got out of the place. Well, back home, got a brand new.
I didn't know I was getting myself into such a highly opinionated What's Worse today.
I didn't know it either.
Jeez.
But this is the fun part about this bit, because sometimes you think, oh, this is going to take fire, and it doesn't go anywhere. And then today I thought, who's gonna weigh in on this? A half an hour.
Well, to be fair, we are asking about alcohol in Wisconsin, so
very, very true.
This may have been predictable, I suppose.
Good point, Parker.
Report along with you on Friday. Wisconsin Forest Ranger Mark Sauce is waiting for the call to head out west now to help the fire suppression effort. He says it's not uncommon for states to share resources, but he does tell us there are some key differences between a Wisconsin wildfire and one out in California, for example.
Our own John Scott says, Malort is the name of my Wi-Fi network. It's delicious. Full stop.
That is a nuts level of dedication.
That's really funny.
Pretty close to those fires, driving there with our engines and things like that. Out west, you have a lot more topography. You can't get to many of these areas, so a lot of it is more hand crew work. Men and women out still with tools and shovels and doing it that way. Otherwise, the size of the fires in Wisconsin, our average fire is 1 acre, just because we can get there so quickly and we are supported so well by our fire departments. And obviously out west, it's not uncommon at this point to have a fire that goes over 100,000 acres.
Wisconsin Forest Ranger Mark Sauce taking some time with us. Right now, there's about 70 active wildfires burning over 1 million acres here in the United States. I've got closing markets after the break.
REFA. It's not a government agency, it's not a developer, and it's not your cousin's friend who knows a guy. It's the Renewable Energy Farmers of America, an association of farmers and ranchers dedicated to helping landowners navigate renewable energy decisions. Whether you already host a project or are considering one, REFA membership gives you the resources and support to make the right decisions for your land and legacy. See what REFA is and what it's not at renewableenergyfarmers.org.
This is the sound of corn pests wreaking havoc on your crops. This is the sound of a channel field protected by Bayer's trait technology. With the RNAi technology of Smart Stacks,
I just found the most incredible thing.
What's that?
It's a song about Malort.
No way.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, Parker, you're fantastic.
It's we're gonna have to listen to a bit of it, but it's great.
That's fantastic. All right, that's exactly what I want. Malort, he found a song on Malort, ladies and gentlemen.
40-pound block cheese closed up 2 1/4 cents at $1.70 and a half. That's above the current price average for this week and last week. Double A butter fell 2 3/4 cents, closing at $2.44 and a half per pound. That's below average for both this week and last week. A few reports coming from the U.S. Department of Agriculture next week that could shake markets. The crop progress and condition report comes out Monday afternoon. Tuesday afternoon, we'll see the dairy products report. For the Midwest Farmer Report, I'm Stephanie Hoff. Have a good weekend.
As Wisconsin is summer weekends being spent on the lake, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Areas of wildfire smoke still sticking around in spots, otherwise mostly sunny skies, and highs a bit more mild in the upper 70s. Winds are barely moving, and overnight tonight, patchy fog is possible. Tomorrow, blue skies are expected with highs scraping the low 80s. I'm meteorologist Brittany Merlot. It's 77 degrees at our studios.
Nightlight with Pete Schwaba.
Frank Anderson, who is the founder of WisconsinOlogy.com. You were great in the documentary. That's really exciting.
I'm really not as a documentary filmmaker because I get bored so quick. You have to really dig into your subject, and you got to show up every day, sometimes for years.
Yeah.
To let a story unfold or to find it.
Excuse me.
I'm good for one day.
I need some blackberry brandy, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody's close by our studios in downtown Madison, please stop by for some blackberry brandy.
Oh, that won't confuse the front desk.
Right. We're here to offer Todd free drink.
30 seconds.
Thank you.
asked me, Robbie, have you tried Malort? I lifted up the shot glass with anxiety and fear. Then, holy crap, my accent's weird. It sounds like I'm from here. A shot of Malort will make you feel new. A shot of Malort, hey, put Chicago into you with the Bears and the Bulls and
Back to the Civic Media Radio Network's Todd Allbaugh Show. 35 past the hour of 3 o'clock. Parker Olson, applause. Applause. Filling in for Zomerns today, and he comes up with a song about Malort. Where did you find that?
I looked up Malort songs, and sure enough, Robbie Ellis on YouTube has got a song called Malort about moving to Chicago, meeting a girl, and she asks him if he likes Malort, and sure enough, now he talks like he loves the Bears.
Our What's Worse category was Malort or blackberry brandy. Now, if you're from Wisconsin, most people have at least heard of blackberry brandy. It's a sweeter drink. Some people say it cures a cold or helps you with a cold. My grandpa Wallace would have said it puts hair on your chest. Something like that. And but Malort, I had never heard of until this segment, and I had to look it up. And apparently, it's a terribly tasting drink, or at least most would say, tastes like a cigarette tray or ash put, whatever, ashes. And it's a Chicagoland-based exclusive type of drink. So we asked the question, and so thank you very much, Parker, for finding that. Our very own John Scott here at Civic Media listening in, saying, Todd, Malort is the name of my Wi-Fi network. It's delicious. Full stop. Now, I'm not sure if John Scott's from Chicago or not, but I can't find too many people that think this thing is great. What's worse, Malort or blackberry brandy? Ted, who called in right before the break from Appleton, says, what the hell? I looked it up, but it doesn't even sound good. Have a great weekend. Right, yeah. Sue in Franklin, lots of opinions on this. I want to just wrap this up with these opinions. Sue in Franklin says, my daughter lives in... Oh, we read that one already. Let's see here. Jules, we got that one. Anybody else? Allie in Madison on WMDX says, my grandma always asked for her blackberry brandy when she had a cough. You ever hear of a show called, Parker, called The Waltons?
The Waltons?
The Waltons.
Vaguely familiar for some reason.
It was a big, big show long before you were born, back in the 70s, 80s. It was a mountain family, and it was a drama on CBS for a long time. Very family, holistic show. And there were a couple of old widow women there, the sisters, and very religious women. And they used to, but they'd take a nip now and again, and they called it the recipe. It was never, they didn't drink alcohol, but it was just the recipe. And so I wonder if there was blackberry brandy or Malort in the recipe. Jim in Appleton, I think we got to him on listening on WISS. Megan in Sun Prairie on MDX. Malort is way, way worse. I've never even tried it. I'm planning on keeping it that way. So there you go. Lots of feelings. Thanks for playing, everybody, on What's Worse. I guess I never asked you, Parker, what's worse, Malort or blackberry brandy?
Well, I've had a brandy before, never that brandy.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with brandy's better. So obviously, it's
Malort's worse.
Malort's worse. It's
I
overwhelming.
think, unless you're just this is and Dom. We try to get Dom on from the John and Gordy show. He doesn't even know who I am. And number two, he says he's never tried it. So my real question is he actually a Chicagoan? I don't know. Oh, Megan in the one of our people in traffic here. Listening in, see, at least Megan listens to the show. Dom doesn't listen to the show, but Dom doesn't even know who I am. But Megan does, and she says, Carol, one of our other great people in traffic, has had it. She says it's worse for sure. Tastes like moose died in your mouth, according to her. She's going to text in real quick. Just walk in, Carol. There's no reason to just have her walk over here to the mic, because I would like to have somebody on the air, have Carol come in here, and let's talk to her, interview Carol about this. Oh, she's texting now. I can literally see her desk out the studio windows. Carol says, I've tasted Merlot. It is so bitter, it tastes like a dead mouse on the back of your tongue.
I guess it's possible.
I have so many questions for Carol because, number one, I want to know if Carol has ever tasted dead mouse because it's a very specific taste.
Have you heard of I think this is a real thing, the lawsuit, I think it was Mountain Dew or Coca-Cola got into?
Over what?
Over, someone said they found bones of a mouse.
Yes, years ago. Yeah.
And they said, no, you didn't, because it would have disintegrated completely.
Now, see, that person would know what mouse tastes like. Now, I have so many questions for Carol. I mean, was she hard on her luck in college and needed some food? And I mean, I don't know.
Maybe she needed to stay warm.
There's no judgment here, you understand. I'm just intrigued by the fact that she specifically said dead mouse. Well, all right, I think Carol has given us our definitive answer here at the studios that Merlot is definitely worse. That was fun. That was a good one. All right. 41 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock. Parker Olson on the board, filling in for Zommers, who is off today. Jim in Madison says, I think Dom has been hanging around with John and Gordy too long already. Thanks. That could be. He's getting that smart ass attitude. See, that's what it is. The Chicago attitude. Anyway, 41 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock. State Fair, Parker says he does not recall in his well-lived life of 22 years, his well-lived life, 22 years, that he does not have a memory of going to the Wisconsin State Fair. Now, maybe before this is over, I should put you and remind Dom of who I am and Zommers in the truck, and we all take a trip down to the State Fair.
I'm down for that.
Hilarity could ensue.
Yeah, we could put it's a truck.
Yes, I have a Dodge Ram.
Can we put a kiddie pool in the back?
Yeah, if you guys want to travel in a kiddie pool, sure. We'll put you in the back. We should take all you guys down there and experience the Wisconsin State Fair, although I fear that Zommers make it overheated. He has a very low tolerance for hot weather.
We'll get him one of those cooling rags.
Yes, that's exactly what he needs. All right, here from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, for those of us who have been there, we know that a couple of things people love about the fair. Number one, the food. You can get almost anything on a stick at the Wisconsin State Fair. Also, you have the animals. Lots of kids in agriculture. This is their big week because they've shown their animals locally, and now they've getting them down to the Wisconsin State Fair. Big beef cattle auction. They have poultry as well, hogs, all kinds of things. Wisconsin animals are very, very popular. My favorite part about the Wisconsin State Fair, kind of a close call between the food, the cream puffs. I love the cream puffs, but also I love that the building where they have all of the vendors. It's like the dice guy, the knife, the Ginzu knife. It can chop, it can slice. You can cut a tin can and still slice it through a tomato like it's going through paper. It's really, really great. So anyway, that's my favorite part. But for a lot of people, it's the food. So from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel now, from Jim Higgins on the byline, says more than 100 new foods and drinks coming to the 2025 Wisconsin State Fair. From a Hunka Hunka Elvis donut ice cream sandwich.
A Hunka Hunka.
That's very good. Nicely done, Parker. A Hunka Hunka Elvis donut ice cream sandwich to Wisconsin old-fashioned wings. Now, that does sound good to me. The vendors will serve more than 100 new foods and beverages at the 2025 Wisconsin State Fair, going on from now until August 10th. If Dubai chocolate is your flavor of the season, you'll have choices. If you have a sweet tooth but are gluten-free, there are options here for you too. Here is a list of the new edibles in alphabetical order. Items are bold-faced. Let's just going through some of the stuff here. They even in this article, the Milwaukee State Journal-Sentinel, they even tell you what, like, people have allergens or something like that.
That's very nice.
Here is the allergen notice. Quote, eating bugs is not recommended for people with a shellfish allergy.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I should check with Zommers. He's allergic to a lot of stuff. He may have a shell. I'm not sure if he is allergic to bugs or shellfish. All right. So the first, we're going to start alphabetically. We're not going to go through all these, but a couple of them. A Hunka Hunka Elvis donut ice cream sandwich is at Badger Bites. Especially on a hot day, a donut and an ice cream sandwich, not bad. Alligator Cajun mac and cheese sundae at Exotic Meats. See, you had me until you said sundae, because I don't think I want alligator Cajun mac and cheese. I'm not sure if they're using sundae as like those two things or whether all that's over ice cream.
If that's over ice cream, that is a crime.
Yeah, I don't think so. Here's Badger Mary funnel cake. All right. Banana cream pie slush. I don't know if I like that or not. I'm not a big banana guy. Are you?
I'm not. No.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'll eat a banana.
Will you? See,
banana flavored stuff is bad.
I'm almost there. It's the texture for me. I don't know. I can't get over the.
That's also fair. It's got to be right.
Yeah. Todd and Parker talk about their disdain of bananas next on Civic Media. Here's Bang Bang Chicken Tots. Sounds interesting and fun. Barn Burger, Major Goulby's Heartland booth. I don't know. A barn burger. I guess it depends what kind of meat from the barn you're including in there.
Yeah.
A Bavarian cream bug donut. This is the one that has like insects in it.
I've had crickets before.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Like chocolate covered or deep fried or what?
Not barbecued. Teriyaki.
Really?
Crickets. Yeah.
Like at someone's home or a stand or what?
I think it was when I was in middle school in a class, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, hey.
People like a science project?
Perhaps. I don't remember. It was good though. Because you basically just taste the seasoning.
Now, this one sounds good. You can find this at a place called Mini Donuts. We're going over new foods at the Wisconsin State Fair with Parker and Todd. You ever fly? You get those Biscoff cookies?
I haven't flown since I was like 9.
Really
if
small?
that. Yeah.
Well, now we'll get you on a plane and we'll fly down to Milwaukee to the State Fair and we'll kill two birds with one stone.
I'm sure you know someone with a plane.
It's been a few years. I used to. Not like a jet or anything, but like actually I do. I get Alex Henry from Dallas, Texas.
There we go.
He'll bring up he doesn't have a jet, but he has like a prop plane.
All right, let's get him on the horn.
All right. He occasionally listens to this show. You know, Alex, his company provides all of the onion rings for Culver's.
I hear good things.
They're fantastic onion rings. So support local business in Texas and buy some onion rings at Culver's. The Biscoff, the Biscoff is the little cookies they give you on a plane a lot of times. This is called Biscoff Cookie Butter Crunch Funnel Cake. So kind of a buttery cookie in a funnel cake, deep fried with powdered sugar. I could go for that. What else we have? Milwaukee Brat House's Blueberry Breakfast Bratwurst. It's a Usinger blueberry-infused brat topped with house-made bourbon bacon jam in a pancake bun.
Sure.
I could go for that.
All right.
I'm in. Come on back. We'll wrap up foods at the Wisconsin State Fair and other festivals around the state. It's a TGIF edition. Parker and Todd, the Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Well, thank you, sir.
Have you got the outro music? Bang your drum.
I can.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Summers has it marked. So there's one of them is just like to come in with it, and then there's like the act. He starts like the outro, the final outro for the show, like
a minute in, a minute left. Yeah. Let me confirm with you just the intro one that this is right.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool beans.
Gracias. Dom, who's Todd?
That baffles me.
That's hilarious.
I also haven't answered him.
That's hilarious.
I'm excited for the response to Todd Allbaugh.
I think either A, he's just putting us on, or B, he's half asleep.
Oh my God. Todd, I texted the wrong Todd. Or the wrong Dom. Oh my.
That is hilarious.
I texted a swimmer from Whitewater.
That is hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
That is great.
I would like to apologize now to Dom for that slander that we just committed against him.
We'll have to give him equal time on the show next week. That is really funny, Parker.
Far more Americans voted early, with 46.8 million voting early by mail and almost 48.9 million voting early in person. Mail-in voting accounted for 30.3% of votes cast, with some states offering universal mail balloting or permanent mail or absentee lists. Over 15 million ballots were returned via drop boxes in 36 states, up 10% since 2022. The percentage of in-person Election Day voters dropped in 2020.
30 seconds.
Gracias. Welcome back to the Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network, where it is now 8 minutes before the hour of 4 o'clock. At the top of the hour, ABC or CBS News, depending upon which of our great stations you listen to. Brittany Merlot and her team with a check of weather. Here it is. It's going to be nice. All right? It's going to be a nice weekend. A little cooler than maybe normal, but it's I'm maybe getting out to the Wisconsin River tomorrow, Parker, with my parents, my godsons, as we say in Spanish, compadres. Might be going to do a little kayaking on the Wisconsin River. Are you a kayaker?
I'm not a water person,
Really?
ironically enough.
Not a water guy.
Not a being on the water guy.
You don't
I'm a drinking water guy.
Yes, you like to drink a lot. Of
Yeah.
water. Yeah. You don't swim, or you just prefer not to be around water?
It's the swimming for me.
Really?
Yeah. As a
I get
kid,
it.
never really learned.
Yeah, I get
so,
that.
yeah. In high school, I figured it out sort of for gym class, but.
So I'm going to be doing a little kayaking, maybe tomorrow, and then I just have to catch up on some stuff on Sunday. But it's going to be beautiful out there. We have time to check out the street cam, Parker, because here's the Sam Davidson street cam down on State Street in Fairchild. Look at that for those watching the stream. Beautiful down there. Now, it's very quiet, but over the break, you got the music too. Thank you.
Oh, of course.
Over the break, there was about 4 or 5 cops right there in the corner of that building talking to a guy. And they were talking to him, and then he just kind of stormed off. So I don't know if there's trouble down on State Street or not. We don't want trouble, Parker.
No, but there surely is trouble on State Street, Todd. If anything that I have learned about living in Madison for my whole life is that there is trouble on State.
You can find trouble if you want it. There's no trouble here, though, at this show or this company. 855-752-4842 if you want to weigh in. All right, thank you very much. So it's a serene downtown in State Street right now. Speaking of swimmers, now earlier in the show, we had called out because we had talked about this drink called Merlot. Malort.
Look at us.
Malort. Malort from Chicago. And I said, well, dial up our resident Chicagoan here, Dominic Lee, one of our new producers here at Civic Media on the John and Gordy show. And so Parker dials him up, and he wasn't responding. And then he finally did, and he gave his opinion, said I never had it, and he said, who's Todd? And we thought, well, Dom's just being snarky. That's what Chicago guys do, you know. And because I just seen him 3 hours ago. And over the break, Parker starts laughing. I said, what's wrong? He goes, I texted the wrong Dom. It's a swimmer from Whitewater.
Yeah. That was not my finest moment.
No, it's hilarious.
What I love about that is the last time I texted this guy was in December of 2023.
Wow. And he responded
instantly.
That's great. Well, you must have left a good impression.
I guess I needed some pictures for a story I was writing about him. So
you're a sports writer.
Yeah. Back then.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. So Dom, the swimmer at Whitewater, has never had Merlort, and he doesn't know who the heck I am. But so we apologize for disparaging Dominic Lee earlier. We'll give him equal time next week if he so chooses.
I'll buy his lunch next time. Next round of Canes is on me, buddy.
Oh, I love it. Fantastic. Yes, Malort. That's what it is. Very good. Malort. Oh, yeah. So Carol in the office here, who's listening, who says it tastes like dead mouse, which brings up a lot of questions. But Carol says it's one syllable. Malort. Lort. I don't know how to say it. A Chicago handshake is a Malort and a PBR. Really? A Malort and a, all right.
Surely the PBR cannot pull all of Malort's weight in that.
I don't know. By the way, a couple minutes left. You want to win those Brewers tickets. We have 4 Brewers tickets up for grab. The computer's going to draw the entry here in about 4 minutes. Go to the Civic Media app. Click on one of the first 10 stations. Open it up. It says text. Click on that little thing that says text, and then text in the word gold, G-O-L-D. Text the word gold right now for your chance to win 4 tickets to the Brewers on our club-level seats next Friday, August 8th against the Mets at 7:10 in the afternoon. Text the word gold, G-O-L-D. What do you got, Park?
I just got another answer from Dom the swimmer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He says, okay. Well, tell Todd, thanks for checking in. He's always been a real one.
We need to get this guy on the show. We reunite Parker with people that he knew from 2 years ago. That'll be a new segment on the show. All right. Quickly here, we're doing new foods at the at the Wisconsin State Fair, courtesy of the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. New foods at the Wisconsin State Fair. The State Fair is starting now, underway in West Allis. All kinds of great things. Now, Carrie, listening in Tosa on WMDX, says that she has tried the Brat Rangoon from Verst Bar. So go to the Verst Bar at the State Fair, order the Brat Rangoon, one of the new items there. So that sounds delicious. A little closer to home for us, down in New Glarus, the New Glarus Department Fire Fest is happening this weekend. You ever seen this, Parker, when they have like 2 telephone poles and there's a metal wire stretched between them, and there is a half barrel on a pulley, and on a pulley, and so they use fire hoses, both fire departments, and they spray the water up towards the half barrel, and whoever moves the half barrel on the wire to a certain point wins the firefight.
Huh.
It's good times
That
had by all.
sounds entertaining.
Yeah.
That sounds like something a lot of people would lose money betting on.
Right? It's probably in Vegas right now. All right. Fun show. Great show. If you're checking out the Wisconsin State Fair, do so carefully, but get down there. Also, this sounds delicious. Caramel apple waffle on a stick at Waffle Chicks.
Whoa.
Chick spelled C-H-I-X. Chick. Of course it is. All right, great show today. Zommers, hope you're doing well. Parker, also, thank you very much. Did a great job today. Many thanks to Luke Mathers for helping out on the show today as well. Appreciate him. Come on back on Monday. We'll be talking to Wisconsin Watch about the growing epidemic, or at least the growing part of measles in the state due to fewer vaccinations. So we'll check up on that. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody. Maggie Dawn is next. Remember, whatever you're fighting for, whatever you believe in, do not give up. Keep banging your drum. That was a quick bad ending, but that was fine.
It's all right.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
All right, everybody watching the stream, thank you. Have a great
Goodbye.
day.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
weekend.